Welcome back, another episode. The 100th episode of Station 19 included a lot of drama, love twists, and scenarios where the firefighters had to face certain death, all things that the Grey's Anatomy spin-off has been all about from the start. A number of the plot points introduced in Season 7 of Station 19 were carried out, most notably Andy Herrera's voyage as a captain, which was commemorated by her pinning ceremony, in which she received a new official captain badge and was formally recognized as the captain of Station 19. All of Dean and Vic's work is undone by Osman and Ross. Cutting Crisis 1. A lot of changes have already been made at Station 19 and SFD overall as a result of Chief Ross following Osman's orders without protesting. But the loss of the Crisis 1 program will not only make things worse for the community, but it will also ruin Dean Miller's legacy. Chief Ross's scandal effectively gave Osman complete control over who would carry out his bidding, regardless of whether she would have been the one to issue the order or someone else he could designate in her stead. Maya was perplexed as to why morale was so low in Station 19 Season 7, Episode 4, and yet she continued to encourage and support Andy on the day of her pinning ceremony despite missing her shift. During their time at Station 19, Maya and Andy may have experienced personal highs and lows, particularly in relation to Maya's career aspirations and her possible friendship being jeopardized by her covert relationship with Jack. But the centennial episode of Station 19 revolved around Maya's unwavering support for Andy, highlighting their friendship as one of the central themes of the show. In Station 19 Season 7, Vic repeatedly distanced herself from her Firehouse family. This began with her refusal to interact with Theo following his disclosure about Kate and persisted in her refusal to allow Travis into her home in spite of her issues. She seemed unfazed by learning about Crisis 1, but the techniques she used to save the Space Needle reminded her of why she supported Crisis 1 and why it had to go on, even in the face of SFD politics. After Beckett returned to Station 19, Maya had the opportunity to apologize for one of her lowest points during her mental health struggle that lasted the entirety of Season 6. One of the worst things Maya did during her crisis was offer Beckett booze, knowing about his difficulties solely because she wanted something from him. She didn't get a chance to repent for it at the time because she didn't monitor Beckett's recovery as closely as Vic or Andy did. Maya's offering of her eggs for IVF illustrated her progress. Carina's announcement that her eggs were inviable posed a risk to Maya's and her ambitions to procreate, especially as Maya had consistently declined to become pregnant because she would not be able to fulfill her professional obligations as a mother. But Maya's sudden and spontaneous suggestion to use her eggs demonstrated how much she had committed to having a baby with Carina. It may not have seemed possible that Maya would have been so supportive of Carina's IVF journey given their long-standing differences in life goals. But during her mental health crisis in Station 19 Season 6, Maya realized that Carina was the most significant person in her life and that she truly wanted to start a family with her. Maya's request to use her eggs was not motivated by a desire to repay Carina, rather, it stemmed from her sincere desire to grow their family, which is now the center of Maya's thoughts. Sully and Natasha's relationship was ultimately brought to light in the Station 19 Season 6 finale, complete with all the implications that came with it given that Natasha was essentially Sully's boss. Sully's understanding of their connection was clarified by the ball's floor fall, but Natasha never seemed to know whether to accept his marriage proposals. Natasha was reminded of how much she loved Sully in Station 19 Season 7, Episode 5, and she told him why she hadn't accepted his proposals, especially after she had inadvertently discovered the ring he had intended to offer to her on the floor. For more videos, subscribe.